Students get the chance to donate blood.
Plus, students learn ways to make the best out of their college experience. Stay tuned. Trojan Vision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy Trojan Vision Nightly News for August 21st, 2012. I'm Deatra Montgomery.
And I'm Judson Garner. Thank you for joining us this evening. Many college graduates are not finding jobs after earning their degree, and that's causing young people to question whether a higher education is worth the cost. Last night we addressed some of those concerns. Tonight we will take a look at how students can get the most out of their college experience. Many young adults who are currently investing in a higher education degree are not so hopeful that they will be able to find a job after completing their programs. And this morale trend amongst students is not just a feeling, but a reality. This alarm is sounding loud amongst universities across the nation.
I think there's less hope today among many, especially young people, than I've ever witnessed.
A higher education degree has been considered a necessity to many employers when considering employees. But now, after the American workforce has pushed for more degrees, there's a lot more of them, and the competition for jobs requiring degrees has increased.
What is a baccalaureate degree communicating in part? It's indicating that you can work hard, that you can stay on task, that you can balance, and that you're conscientious. If everyone has it, that degree has lost some of its value.
A graduate now cannot rely on a degree alone if they hope to stand out in a potentially large pool of applicants.
I think we have evolved into a society that almost places as much value on the degree, unfortunately, as it does the education that degree symbolizes.
A future college student must know certain things about a school before they invest, because a higher education does not mean a high-quality education. Boyer says that a person should evaluate what they will get out of their investment. He specifically emphasizes this for people who consider themselves to be creative, technological thinkers.
Some people, education is perhaps detrimental to that creativity. But education for a lot of people, if they're focusing on something that is going to really enhance their skills and help them advance, still is a good bet too.
Many universities are now emphasizing counseling to incoming freshmen to help them find out what they want out of their investment.
We have this undeclared majors program set up so that they don't enroll in courses that they don't need, or they take the correct set of courses with regards to our general studies program.
And a reminder that Troy University's Career Services is available for all Troy students, and they can utilize the office as early as their freshman year. To contact Career Services, call 670-3217.
The Rho Delta of Omega Psi Phi fraternity sponsor its annual Charles R. Drew Blood Drive today in the Trojan Center ballrooms. This event is one of the organization's social action programs they complete each year with the American Red Cross. Students and faculty that were interested in donating blood today were required to meet specific guidelines, such as reading a pamphlet, answering questions about their health history, and of course, giving blood. The blood drive is an event that the fraternity hopes all students take seriously and support to better the community. This will not be the only time Omega Psi Phi holds a blood drive with the Red Cross.
We usually hold 3 blood drives throughout the school year, 1 at Troy University in the fall and 2 in the spring. One will be at Troy University campus, and the other will be in Montgomery, Alabama State University campus, where we are joined with 3 other chapters where we'll come together for a common goal to get students to give blood and save lives.
However, if you would like to donate blood sooner than next spring, the next blood drive will be on Troy's campus on September 26th, hosted by the SGA. Well, Judson, one Troy University campus organization is looking for a way to improve women, college-age women.
That's right, Deatra, and the Miss Elite Society is trying to do that, and it needs new members to help accomplish that goal. Bree Sanders has the story.
On Monday night, the Miss Elite Society had their first meeting of the semester. This meeting was held to inform the women of Troy University about what Miss Elite is.
Tonight we just was basically our new member intake. We just wanted to have the girls fill out what Miss Elite was and what we stood for and our expectations.
On Monday night, the girls were able to play a few games to get to know each other as well as break the ice. Miss Elite Society is an organization designed to empower young women as well as prepare them for life after college.
We teach you business etiquette as well as just how to present yourself on a day-to-day basis. That's what our Dress for Success is. We want you to be ready for the real world.
One day of each week, the girls must wear professional attire as well as attend all meetings. During the meeting, the girls were able to ask questions, and at the end of the meeting, they were able to enjoy refreshments. One of the officers says it's beneficial to join the society because it helps women prepare for the future and make lifelong friends along the way.
We wanted a better image for Troy University females. We wanted people to see that we don't just go to parties or we don't just go to class, like we're actually more active in the community and we do things on campus that do benefit other things.
The next informational meeting will be in spring of 2013.
The Miss Elite Society will have its first official meeting of the semester tonight at 6 p.m. in the Trojan Center, room 119.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, and Dothan police said in a statement that 32-year-old Benny Blake and 31-year-old Durham Bass were arrested Sunday and charged with felony distribution of drugs to a minor and felony chemical endangerment of a child. Police say they seized marijuana from multiple locations as well as materials for packaging the drugs.
In Birmingham, a federal appeals court has ruled that part of Alabama's tough immigration law that ordered public schools to check the citizenship status of new students is unconstitutional. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Monday that the provision wrongly singles out children who are in the country illegally. Private groups and the Obama administration filed lawsuits to block the law that is considered the toughest in the country.
And in Hoover, around 100 laborers, tenants, and supporters are gathering to protest the right to assemble as they look for work. The Birmingham News report that Nadia Marie Molina of the National Day Laborer Network helped organize the Tuesday morning demonstration and stated day laborers have been harassed and told they cannot stand outside the apartments looking for work or waiting for employers to pick them up.
And still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, Trojan football is right around the corner. Justin McNeely will be in to take a look at the 2012 Trojan defense.
But first, more questions rise about President Obama's Medicare plan. We'll have that story and more after the break.
President Obama hits his Republican rivals on higher education.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
We want our students to be prepared to make a living, but our greater desire at Troy University focuses on their ability to make a life. Lynn Koplitz, a graduate and a comedian, prepared herself to do both.
Troy does help you to make a life. My professors challenged me to really think about what it was I wanted to be. We were given such encouragement.
That speaks volumes about the quality experience that Troy University offers.
Here we are, 15 years later, and they're still there for me.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Deatra Montgomery at the Global News Desk. Deatra?
Thanks, Judson. President Obama is in Ohio today, ready to challenge his Republican rival on the economy and investments in education. GOP presidential candidate Paul Ryan is talking to voters in Pennsylvania, defending his plans for Medicare and criticizing President Obama. Danielle Nottingham reports from Washington.
Republican vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan is campaigning in the battleground state of Pennsylvania today. With less than a week to go to the GOP convention, Ryan is once again challenging the president on Medicare.
Medicare should be there for Medicare, not Obamacare.
On Monday, he teamed up with Mitt Romney at a New Hampshire town hall.
If I'm there, I will fight and I will lead and we'll have a budget and it'll ultimately get us to a place where we can pay back debt.
The president is taking his campaign message to two key battleground states today, Ohio and Nevada.
So in a 21st century economy, a college education should be available for everybody, not just the wealthy few.
Speaking to college students in Columbus, President Obama attacked the Republican ticket's budget plans for education.
The economic plan my opponent has would cut our investment in education by nearly 20%. It would cut those grants so deeply that 1 million of those students who we have helped would no longer get a scholarship at all.
President Obama does not plan any fundraising stops on this trip. According to the Federal Elections Commission, his campaign spent more than it took in last month, and Romney is raising more cash. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Washington.
Republican Congressman Todd Akin is not dropping out of Missouri's Senate race, despite pressure from his own party to quit. It all stems from his controversial remarks about rape and abortion. Manuel Gallegos reports from New York.
Missouri Republican Todd Akin is holding his ground and staying in the Senate race. Tuesday afternoon on the Mike Huckabee radio show, he said he is standing on principle.
I misspoke one word in one sentence in one day, and all of a sudden, overnight, everybody decides, well, Akin can't possibly win.
The congressman's controversial comment about women and rape has been costly.
It seems to me, first of all, from what I understand from doctors, that's really rare. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down.
Fellow Republicans, including Mitt Romney, quickly distanced themselves from Akin.
I can't defend what he said. I can't defend him.
A growing number of Republicans are calling for him to step down. Akin has also apparently lost a key source of campaign funding. $5 million in advertising set aside for the Missouri Republican race will be spent elsewhere. 2 weeks ago, Akin won a three-way primary to challenge Democrat Claire McCaskill's Senate seat. She faces a tough re-election battle and wants Akin to stay in the race.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, the Republican primary was conducted and a candidate was selected, and now it's time to move on and for the voters to decide between Congressman Todd Akin and me.
A source close to Akin tells CBS News he may reconsider and drop out in the coming weeks. Then he'd need a court order to get his name off the ballot, and he'd be costing his party valuable time. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News.
Insurgents in Afghanistan struck the empty plane of America's Army chief as he visited the largest U.S. base in the country. Monica Villamizar reports from London.
America's top military officer left Afghanistan unharmed after an attack on his plane. General Martin Dempsey was sleeping at Bagram Air Base, north of Kabul, when rockets hit the airfield. The C-17 aircraft, like this one, was parked and empty when shrapnel struck it. There was enough damage to stop Dempsey from using the plane.
So he took another C-17 in order to continue his trip then out of Afghanistan.
In an online statement, the Taliban claimed responsibility, saying they had inside information about where Dempsey's plane would be. But the Pentagon says it's unlikely the attack was aimed specifically at the general. 2 American maintenance workers were slightly injured. Insurgents sometimes shoot at the base from nearby hills, but rarely hit a target. The general was paying a surprise visit to the country after a wave of deadly insider attacks. Afghan forces have turned their guns on U.S. soldiers, killing 10 troops in the past 2 weeks. American forces are now required to carry a loaded gun while on base. Monica Villamizar, CBS News.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, like a man saving the life of a friend, tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after Nightly News. Now, back to you, Jetson.
Thanks a lot, Deatra. And now Justin McNelly joins us for a look at sports. So, Justin, we're kicking off the first full week of the fall semester, and I know everyone has the upcoming football season on their minds.
That's right. Tickets went on sale today for the home games for the Trojans, but we also have other sports going on, and actually one player is making news all by herself. So we'll get to that right here in sports.
All right.
After outstanding play her first 2 games of the season, Trojan soccer player Cecilia Thorngren has been named Sunbelt Offensive Player of the Week. Troy has managed to score 10 goals in its first 2 games, and Thorngren has had a point in 7 of those goals. Thorngren leads the team with 3 goals and 4 assists, and she hopes to continue her hot play as the season continues. And if you would like to see if Thorngren can continue her impressive season, you need to be at the soccer fields Wednesday as the Trojans play host to the Lady Rebels of Ole Miss. With a season filled with SEC talent coming to Troy's campus, Trojan fans will get their first glimpse of an SEC opponent this year. With the football team scheduled to face Mississippi State at home and the basketball team doing the same thing, this game will allow fans to experience the atmosphere one of these games brings. Head coach Chris Bentley knows this game will be tough, but has the confidence in his team.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Ole Miss coming in. I think it's going to be exciting to have an SEC opponent here again. That's the second one we've had in the last 3 years, I guess. And I think it's a great chance for our girls to go out and compete against a high-level team. But, you know, on the same token, I think our girls can compete with them.
The Trojans and the Rebels will be in action Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Trojan Soccer Complex. And as the old saying goes, defense wins championships. If this is true, then the 2011 Trojan football team was far from a championship contender. But as Danielle Percival tells us, the 2012 Trojans hope their defense helps them get back in the title hunt.
After giving up an average of 6 yards per play on defense last season, defensive coordinator Jeremy Rowell knew the team had work to do and says they've been putting in the effort to make adjustments.
We've made a stride or two from last year. We struggled big time last year. Obviously, we're not there yet by no means, and we're going to keep working every day, getting better, being more physical, doing the things we got to do to be better.
One of the biggest contributors last season was Jonathan Massaquoi. He chose to forego his senior year and is now pursuing a career in the NFL with the Atlanta Falcons. But even with that loss on the defensive line, Coach Randy Butler says he's confident they have depth at the position.
For the first time since I've been here, I think we've got some depth, especially inside. If we had to go play today, I'd feel pretty good about playing 6 or 7 guys, and that's a bonus. But I really feel good about our depth. Just we got some guys got to get in shape, some guys got to figure it out and learn it, and once we do, I think we're going to be fine.
Another notable name from last year's team is linebacker Kenors Davis. He is returning for his senior season and will likely be a leader on the defense. Davis says he's ready to get back out there.
I'm excited. I'm ready. This is my last year. I want to be out there with the people that's out there on the team. Just coming back and being able to, step on the field one more time with my fellow teammates, I'm very excited.
After the struggles of 2011, Davis says one of the biggest changes in the offseason has been the unity of the team.
You got a lot of people, shaking each other's hands, saying good play on both sides of the ball. If you play offense, offense complement the defense, defense complement the offense. So, that team chemistry is going to bring a lot of more wins and, along with the talent that we have.
The Trojans begin their march for another Sun Belt championship as they travel to Birmingham to take on the UAB Blazers September 1st. And if you would like to see the Trojan football team play this year, well, you're in luck, as single-game tickets for the first 3 home games are now on sale at the Tyne Davis Fieldhouse. You can watch your Troy Trojans take on the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, and the first SEC opponent to travel to Veterans Memorial Stadium, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Tickets for the last 3 home games will go on sale September 20th. For more information, you can call the Fieldhouse at 1-877-878-WINS. So as you can see, Judson and Diatri, football season just right around the corner. I'm sure all Trojan fans are getting ready for that. And all the other sports are doing pretty well so far, so hopefully they could continue their winning ways.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice to just win everything. But it's exciting that people can go ahead and pick up their football tickets, and I'm sure those Mississippi State tickets will go pretty fast.
You got that right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks. Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn about Troy University's Student Government Association New Edition.
But first, we've been experiencing cooler temperatures lately. Will those temperatures stick around for the rest of the week, Brittany?
It looks like this cool and bright weather might be here to stay. Stay tuned for your local weather up next.
I have fallen in love with social work, and I think I finally found my niche and what I'm good at and what I can go far in life.
As soon as I started athletic training, I fell in love with it.
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow. Careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people.
With bachelor's and advanced degrees in athletic training, sport and fitness management, nursing, human services, rehabilitation and social work, health education, and physical education, all of Troy's College of Health and Human Services programs are nationally accredited, and our helpful faculty is dedicated to quality and student success.
As long as you're willing to do the work, they're willing to sacrifice their time and effort to make sure that you get to your goal.
We change the world. Come join us.
Contact Troy University, where we educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, and the body to act.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now Brittany Drawdy joins us for a look at weather.
Well, Brittany, we have had cool weather for the last couple of days. Tell us what's going to be going on for the next couple of days.
Well, it definitely looks like fall is trying to sneak in a little early. We had cool weather this morning and maybe be experiencing still some of that weather from summer because it heated right up. But as we take a look at today, we can take a look outside and see how beautiful it was. And it definitely looks it was partly cloudy, you know, temperatures sitting around 86, dew point at 66, humidity at 52%, barometer at 29.99 and steady. Winds are coming from the northeast around 8 miles per hour. As we look at our today's stats, we can see the high rose to about 86, low at 66, no rain, sunrise at 6:13 a.m., and sunset at 7:21 p.m. As we can see, going into around the state, we're sunny. Mobile 82, Birmingham 83, Huntsville 84, Montgomery 89, Troy 86, Phoenix City 88, and Dothan at 85. Definitely looking at these sunny, very 80s just right around the map. We're definitely experiencing nicer weather now than what we have been the previous week. Going into our current temperatures, we can see even Florida is experiencing some cooler weather, and the 70s, 72 in Jacksonville, 75 in Orlando, still at 83 Birmingham. As we go in, we can see going across a little bit of the 91s here, 94 in the Midwest, but as we stay around, pretty much an even weather tone of this cooler, just nice warm weather we've been experiencing. Our current service, we can see there's a lot of action going on, highs and the low, and this low front that has brought that cooler weather our way. As we can see right here, the rain, the thunderstorms that we were experiencing last week is from this low front right here that pushed our way and is bringing actually nice weather behind it. We're not seeing any action coming our way. Hopefully the rain will stay off and we can enjoy a really nice weekend as we go into it. The next 48 hours, we can see Florida's going to be experiencing maybe a half an inch of rain, but for us, we shouldn't be seeing much rain in the forecast. Wednesday, same thing. We're going to be seeing maybe a slightly chance here, but Florida is really going to be the one that's going to be experiencing that rain chance. So if you're planning on going out, go enjoy the soccer game, enjoy everything that's going on this weekend, and really get out. Enjoy the cooler front weather that's coming through. It'll be really nice. Thursday, as it's saying, you know, it's going to be great to be able to get out. Friday, get out and really be able to enjoy this weather. As we go into tonight's forecast, we can see mostly cloudy, chance of shower, thunderstorms maybe in the early evening, low around 66. Tomorrow's forecast, mostly cloudy, maybe isolated thunderstorm here or there in the afternoon, but winds coming from the north-northeast about 5 miles per hour and a high around 89. As we go into our 4-day forecast, we can see 30% chance for tomorrow, but after that we're seeing a clear week, 89 on Wednesday, a low of 65. Thursday we're going to see a high at 90, low of 66 for that. Friday a high at 88 and a low of 67 for that night. And Saturday a high of 88. We're definitely going to be experiencing some cooler weather, so it'll be nicer to be able to go out and enjoy our weekend. So Teatro, you can see it's going to be actually a very nice week. It'll be a little bit better experience than last week in the thunderstorms that rolled through. So hopefully everybody can go out and really experience all the fun activities that are going to be in store for outdoors.
Okay, so this is the week to enjoy the outdoors, just like you said. Well, thank you so much, Brittany.
Thank you.